Okay, so good morning, everybody. My name is Multifamily Rental, and today we have Ricardo Serrano, President and CEO of Rise Investments, based out of California. This is one of my very very great people I know. He's a member of the one of the groups I'm a part of, and he's an accomplished real estate investor. How you doing today, Ricardo?
I'm doing great. Thanks for the opportunity, Oluwanifemi.
Yes. No, so can I get a little bit of information about your background, just for people that don't know you as much as I do?
Yeah, I'm a retired biologist of 33 years of experience in the area of environmental health. 25 years with the County of Solano in East San Francisco, Northern California, and 8 years with the County of San Diego in Southern California. I have a bachelor's degree in biology and a diploma in business administration, and also I have a master of science degree in environmental management with the University of San Francisco. And I retired from public service on April 2023, and now I am a full-time real estate investor and a
Wow, congratulations. Okay, so what was that transition? Were you investing before you retired, or is this a
yes.
recent thing for you?
No, we purchased our first house when we got married back in 1991. Probably you were not even born. 1991, it was a small, 1,040 square feet, three bedroom, two bath, two car garage. And after living in that house for 12 years, in 2003, I used the equity of this first home to secure a down payment of a larger home. A tri-level, five bedroom, two bath, two and a
Wow.
half, no, five bedroom, two and a half bath, 9,000 square feet lot, and kept the first house as an investment property. And then I then refinance the loan or the first one on a 15-year mortgage note. And this
Wow.
house continued to be part of my real estate portfolio. It's cash flowing really well. And
You still
so,
own the house to this
yeah, I
day?
still own the
Wow.
house. In San Francisco, the rents are really, really high, and
Yeah.
we like it. We like it. So I was planning on selling that on a 1031 exchange to purchase a multifamily, and then I thought, no, the cash flow is really well. Why gamble it, And so I
Yeah.
kept it. And then in 2015, I retired from the county of Solano, and we relocated to San Diego, California, and continued working for 8 years and wanted to transition to real estate after retirement, which I did. But just to highlight something, in 2019 here in San Diego, while still working for the county, full time, I attended a 3-day real estate seminar hosted by the Robert Kiyosaki Group.
Is that's the person behind Rich Dad Poor Dad, right?
Correct, correct.
Yes.
And
Okay.
so I was exposed to all areas of real estate, from fix and flipping until becoming the bank, buying hold, the bird system.
The bird
Uh,
buy, renovate,
y- yeah, but
rents.
what I learned the most is how to use other people's money.
Yeah.
That's Robert Kiyosaki's mantra, use other people's
Other
money.
people's money.
Yeah, and so here in San Diego, the appreciation is tremendous.
Really?
Yeah, the appreciation. You buy your house at 700 and 10 years later it's $1.3 million, and you
Really?
did
Wow.
nothing. Yeah. Yeah. So, and due to an increased appreciation, I use a home equity line of credit.
Can you
That's a
explain
HELOC.
that? Can you explain that just for people that don't understand what a HELOC is?
Yeah, the HELOC, it's like a credit card, but the collateral is your home. And you can borrow, up to, depending on the financial institution, up to 80% of the value of your house minus any debt that you have. If your house is worth $1 million and you owe, let's say, $500,000, and then the 80% of a million is 800 minus 500, so you can have a line of credit for 300,000.
Hmm.
And I was blessed in 21, 22, 2020. When I started, I used to borrow at 2.99%.
2.9, like
Two,
2.99. Oh,
yeah,
that was the interest rate?
yeah, less than 3%
Wow.
interest
Wow.
rate.
That's
And
so
then
low.
I was able to deploy that to my colleagues that do fix and flips, reputable companies, and they used to pay me between 12 and 18%.
Oh, so you were the bank in that situation. You were the hard money lender.
Correct.
Okay.
Using the credit union or the bank at
Wow.
3% and then getting return from 12 to
That's 12.
18%.
And then
That's
profit on
called
the spread.
arbitrage.
Yeah.
Arbitrage. You borrow a smaller rate and then you deploy that and your earnings, it was at least 12 to 15% ROI.
Wow.
And then I participated in 6 successful renovation projects, 2 in
Really?
California, 2 in Pennsylvania, one in on Indiana and another one in Ohio. And the second renovation in the city of San Carlos, north of San Francisco, was so successful they yielded a net profit of $965,000. Profit,
Really?
yeah,
965 profit.
yeah, profit.
Wow.
With
Congrats.
other 4 investors, we put together, and I participated with 150,000 from the HELOC, and they pay me 2% upfront, 10% throughout the duration of the loan, and then after 14 months, and then 1% equity when we sold the asset. So we bought it at $2.2 million. And after, spending money on the architect, engineer, the contractors, the permits, the marketing, we offered it at $4.5 million. From 2.2 to
Wow.
4.5, we got 2 bites, 4.7, 4.8. Guess which one we are going to choose?
The 4.8 for sure.
Yeah, it was an executive, middle uh, manager management level in one of the Google, in Silicon Valley. And his loan, the down payment was $1 million,
You
and
put
the monthly
$1 million down.
payments 23,000 per month.
Wow.
Yeah. So I really love finances. And then I use a portion of my self-directed IRA as a gap lender on the successful construction of a duplex in Houston, Texas. And
Wait, can you slow down on that and like you're dropping a lot of gems. A lot of people don't know what a self-directed IRA. Could you just explain what that concept is?
yeah, when you work in your regular job, you get your IRA. That's individual retirement account. And so once you accumulate a good portion, you can convert that to a self-directed IRA. You have to use a custodian company so they can manage your assets. And
Yeah.
then you're allowed to invest in real estate, cryptocurrency. You can buy commodities, oil, gold, silver, but you are managing the funds. And people use that to purchase real estate. And in
Okay.
my case, I was like a certified private money lending to a colleague in Houston, Texas, as a gap lender. And so on the successful construction of a duplex, he did really well, and he pays like 20% because they make a nice profit. And also another portion of my self-directed IRA, I participate in the syndication for 126 units as a limited partner in Houston, Texas. So
Wow.
syndications where a group of people uh, pull their money together for investment purposes. In this case, real estate. So that's pretty much. And then
Was that your first sort of syndication, the multi
correct.
that was your
Yes.
first step into multifamily sin?
Yes, it was
Okay.
as a limited partner in
Yeah.
126 units in Houston,
It's
Texas,
a big
using
deal.
a portion of my self-directed IRA. And as you know, real estate is a dynamic field, and we must continue learning to remain relevant. So that's
Yeah.
one message to anybody. It is a must to belong to real estate mastermind groups and have a good budget to continue growing in real estate. So I was part of Comunidad REI, Hispanic investors, and they focus primarily on fix and flipping. I just
Yeah.
wanted to understand the model, although I'm not
You're
Yeah,
not gonna you're not a fix and flip person, are you?
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
I rather provide the funding. And then I wanted to continue as a certified private money lender, and I was part of the Lee Arnold's real estate system, from Utah. I'm part of the one rental at a time group in California. The model is buy one rental at a time where you can, usually once a year. But when I started, I accelerated every 8 months. I was buying properties, not in California because it's tough.
Really?
Yeah. And also, I'm part of the Empower Investors with Jason Hartman, a member of Bigger Pockets. I don't know if you've used Bigger
Yeah,
Pockets.
yeah.
You should
Bigger
be a
pockets.
member.
That's a gem. Everybody should be on. I recommend everybody use the bigger pockets.
Yeah, and here in San Diego, I'm part of the San Diego Creative Investors Association and the Northern San Diego Real Estate Association. I used to belong to the REI Accelerator. That's a multifamily mastermind group. And now in the Acquisition Pro, in which we are using AI tools to
Yeah,
select markets, to do the underwriting, and it is a great group to be part of. And also with you, we are a member of the Capital Raising Group led
yeah,
by Stephen Lee Thomas, and it's a comprehensive program to secure funding for multifamily properties.
yeah.
And so uh, I mentioned that I accelerated. It took a while to get my first single family rental outside California in Memphis on December 2023, and then I got another rental on August 24. This year I purchased a duplex on March, and now in
In
December,
Memphis also.
Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah.
Okay.
So two single family rentals plus a duplex. Now we have these 42 doors in Corpus Christi,
You
Texas.
guys have 42 doors in Corpus Christi.
Yes.
Wow, that's how did you jump from having, let's say, the single family homes, 4 or 5, and then a couple of duplexes to 42 units in Corpus Christi?
Yeah. There is a saying that says that if you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go farther, be with somebody or walk with somebody. So I teamed up with my daughter and son-in-law. They also are investors in single family. They have 4 rentals in Lubbock, Texas, and
Okay.
then a duplex and 2 other rentals in Alexandria, Ohio. So we decided to partner. Let's go to multifamily because we have experience managing real estate at a single family level.
Yeah.
But so we decided to team up, and using the AI tools with the Acquisition Pro, we selected a market, Corpus Christi. The son of my good friends from Peru, I'm from Peru, South America, lives, he's an engineer that works in Corpus Christi. So we gave him some addresses in our research. And then we liked one, and he sent pictures and videos, and he said, I like the area. So we're able to get a hold of the owner through the broker. It happens that the broker is the son of the owner. So
Really?
we just talk, and we establish a good and solid relationship. And we decided to fly to Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
And so to meet, to visit a property, we had lunch with the owner, property manager. We visit every single unit, the 42 units we like,
You went in
So
you went in every single unit?
yeah, yeah, we
Okay.
did the inspection. And then we learned that the owner wanted to do a seller finance because he
Really?
purchased the 42 units 11 years ago for 550,000. And he want to avoid paying capital gains as much as
Yeah.
possible.
So can you explain for people that don't know what seller financing is? Just a little idea on how that's beneficial, how it sort of helps in deals like this.
Well, if the owner wants to sell a property that has a lot of equity, he or she is going to pay a good chunk of capital gains. If he bought it for 500 and he wants to sell it at $3 million, so he has to pay capital gains, I think at a 20%, tax bracket on $2.5 million.
Yeah.
If you participate in the deal, that, like in this case, with a 25% down, you're going to avoid paying capital gains at least on the 25%. And so that's what we did. They were offering the property at $3.125 million.
Okay.
And we did the underwriting. We knew it was about 2.8, a safe, discounted rate for us so we can make money. And we send the LOI, which is the letter of intent, to the owner, to the broker. They accepted it right away. They really liked,
Really?
yeah, they really liked us, even though they had other offers. And then we realized that the utilities were baked into the rent. The rents were not just rents,
It was the rents
included the
and
payment
utilities.
for the utilities. What that was going to decrease the net operating income. Went back to the broker and said, the model that we have, the numbers are not going to work. We can offer you 2.4. Well, said, yeah, send us a revised a letter of intent. In this day, we structure in such a way that we're going to pay him $2.4 million with a seller finance at 25%, or $2.2 million if the bank or an agency was going to provide the funding, and they took the offer. So when we were in Corpus Christi, the owner said, "Okay, I want you to go visit my insurance broker because insurance is really high.
Yeah.
You need to have flood insurance. You're close
Corpus
to the
Christi isn't near the water.
yeah, and also the hazard insurance and also the wind insurance. That's another
Wind.
factor. So we got a quote of $54,000, and then he said, "Go to my lender." Because as an old timer living in Corpus Christi, he has a good relationship with his lender because he has more properties. So we sat down with a lender and said, "Well, you guys are first time experience in multifamily. The rate is going to be 7%." So
7%.
yeah, the mortgage went back to the owner and said, "You know what? Your insurance broker is charging us $54,000.
That's a lot.
Yeah, the lender is quote is 7%, and at a 2.4 it's not going to work. Are you willing to partner with us on a $2.2 million?" Said, "Well, let me think about it." So we met in the evening for dinner.
Okay.
He paid for the dinner. We had a great time. We explained, what I just mentioned again. Said, "Yeah, I'm going to accept your $2.2 million offer." We shook hands, and I took a picture that I labeled it the meal that sealed the deal. You know,
The
we
meal that seals the deal.
the meal that sealed the deal, and from that it was just due diligence. We had to provide a collateral for the $550,000. We were going to use our residences that we have in Ohio, in Texas, and here in California. But at the advice of his lawyers, only use collateral for properties in Texas. Yeah, luckily my son-in-law had four single rentals in Lubbock, Texas, and we used
Yeah.
that. And so we are happy now. Um, we got a mortgage not at 7%, it was 6.26%. In the
At
insurance,
6.26%.
yeah, 6.26. In the insurance,
Okay.
we went with another local broker. Instead of 54, it's $28,000.
$1,000. Wow. That's a win. That's a win right there.
Yeah, right there. So we increased the salary of the property manager. You know, they were paying her like $800 per week plus a three
$800 per
bedroom
week.
a 3 bedroom apartment, which is 2 bedroom because 1 bedroom is the office. We increased to 850 per week, so she's winning, she's happy. And then we secured the LLC. There are two LLCs that were the merge to manage this property. And so the the interesting part is that when you mention about my background, in order for us to manage properties in California and Maine and Tennessee and Texas, you need to register an LLC.
Yeah.
limited liability company on the state where you are operating. So we have three LLCs, one in California, Tennessee, another in Texas, and then now, oh,
And then what?
yeah, and then the one in Texas, is a managing partner of the 42 unit apartment. So that's pretty much, in a nutshell, the story uh, on my real estate. I can explain about the why I'm doing this or what's coming next, if you want.
Okay. So can you just explain to us, like, you've obviously dabbled in single family. You obviously dabbled in being a hard money lender. Why multifamily? What's the appeal to multifamily? Why not just stay in single family and just keep popping?
Well, anytime you do an activity that involves risk, you try to minimize it. And part of the risk minimization is to control the variables that are beyond your control.
Yeah.
On single family, if your tenant moves or there is an eviction, it takes about 1 to 2 months to replace the tenant. So that's downtime and that's a loss of revenues. So that's almost 100%. Your income is gone. In a duplex, yeah, you have two. If one goes, at least you have some
Half.
income coming. But with multifamily, with 42, if three or four or five, are moving and you're doing renovations, new family is going to come, takes about 1 to 2 months. The risk is minimized because there's 40 more
Yeah.
that are paying to sustain, the company.
It's the economies of scale, honestly.
Yes, the economy of scale. That's why we prefer now, multifamily, and our goal is to focus from 5 to 200, hopefully 100 units. Our budget is between 1 to $5 million.
One
We
to
have
five
a loan.
million.
We have a loan sponsor here in San Diego, and a list of accredited and non-accredited investors that want to invest with us because we're being successful. Um, we understand that we don't want to grow wide, to go to different markets. We want to
Yeah.
grow deep in one market that we are going to know because we have, a solid team in Corpus Christi. Um,
Yeah.
we have the legal counsel, we have a title company, we have the property management, we have the contractors, handymans that are going to assist us, and also the city agency that we partner with to provide decent housing. So that's why we are involved, in multifamilies. And we have a kind of different model that's out of the ordinary. Um, First, we focus on cash flowing multifamily properties.
Yeah.
That's a given. We don't, even though there is some value add, we don't want to go into debt to salvage a property and to make it more profitable in year two or year three. In the meantime, our investors are getting nothing. We're focusing on cash flowing multifamily properties. And the goal is to provide decent housing to our residents who are going to be glad to pay, and
Yeah.
in return, use a portion of the real estate activities to fund 7 mission projects in South America with the Church of
Wow.
the Nazarene.
Well, I didn't even know that was what you were behind.
Yeah, yeah, in 2024, we started giving 10% of the net. Obviously, you have to pay the mortgage, you have to pay insurance, property
You have to pay.
taxes, repairs, and maintenance, and so forth. But 10%, it's what we started giving in 2024. This year, we moved it to 15%. Guess what? Two weeks from now, in 2026, goes to 20%. So
Wow.
every year, we're bumping up 5% of the net
Yeah.
until we keep only 10 and we give 90%. We are really blessed. So, and this is the why, by vocational pastor, the
You're a
least,
vocational pastor?
No, 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 no. There are bivocational pastors and missions in South America, in
Yeah.
Guayaquil, Ecuador. Guess how much they make per month to support their family?
800?
$460 per month.
Wow.
So
460.
they have to worry about going to work, come
Yeah.
home, and then dedicate time and efforts and resources to lead this mission. So we want to ease the economic burden by providing, funding so they can have the freedom to do what they are called to do. I'm not a pastor, I'm not a preacher, what, but at least we can provide, some funding for these efforts, and also to create legacy for the next generations. There
Yeah.
is a verse in the Bible that says that a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. And
Really.
so, with God's help and blessings, our intent to lead the way and equip the youngsters of our family to be determined, using their talents to serve God and bless others while learning to be entrepreneurs and enjoy the blessings of living in this beautiful country
Yeah.
that full of opportunities to anybody. So that's
Yeah.
the why, to provide a decent housing to tenants that are happy to live there, and to use the portion of the net profits to assist, missions in South America. That's the cycle that we're
That's the
involved.
wh- that's the why behind everything you're doing, right?
Correct.
Really.
Correct.
Well, I've met a lot of people, at least in the real estate. A lot of people say it's to help people, but I've met a lot of people that are super more interested in flashy cars and big houses and getting rich and you know what I mean and having designer. I like the fact that you give back and you want to help people. That's your motivation. That's your goal. It's admirable, honestly.
Yeah. So, and also, I think you mentioned that what type of advice for a younger generation?
Yeah. What type of advice would you give to the younger generation? At least people trying to get into this.
You have to initiate action.
Yeah.
And the action is based on what you want to do, what you want to obtain, what you want to get. You have to be clear on what you want to obtain or get. So, what do you want? You know, that's the bottom line.
What do you want? And then go get it.
Yeah, and then make an assessment of what you have, what type of talents, resources you have to start. Start with small, something small. I mean, I got a small 1,040 square feet house, back then, and now it's bigger and bigger. Uh, and I don't know if I want to say this or not. That has to do with who I am and my faith. If you want me, I can share you the
No,
secret.
share the secret.
You know, I am a believer in God, and through the Holy Spirit, you know, we are able to get wisdom, to gain access. I pray. I don't walk alone. You know, I I get a hold of God through the Holy Spirit, asking for wisdom, asking for understanding how to bless others and how to continue being His instrument. To expand His kingdom. So I don't do anything alone. If you walk with God, you're going to be powerful. If you do
Yeah.
things according to His will, but you need to do something. A little bit of action beats 100% of inaction.
Yeah.
So once you know what you want and you have the power of God, see what you have. And then if your goal is to get something, if you don't have the resources, partner up. Look for somebody.
Yeah.
The American people is so generous. I've been assisted and helped too many times. And also, don't be afraid to start with them small things.
Yeah.
You know, be afraid of get stuck wherever you are.
For sure.
Just give the first step. And also by partnering with others, I rather make $10 working with somebody and learning and experiencing what they have done than to gain zero by being myself without doing anything. and you need to educate yourself. I spent more than $30,000 in educating myself in real estate, mastermind for single families and multifamily and capital raising and so forth, uh, because the price of ignorance is huge.
Yeah.
And then you have to educate on yourself. It is not an expense. View it as an investment. You
Into
invest in
yourself.
yourself. And when I challenge the young people, it is if you go to bed tonight knowing more that when you woke up this morning, consider yourself blessed.
Yeah.
Learning. Go to bed knowing that I've learned something. The question is, what did I learn today? What did I like the most? What are the things that are helping me get closer to the goal that I have? And then I'm really fan of John Maxwell. I don't
Of
know.
John Maxwell?
Yeah,
Okay.
John C. Maxwell, and he has a habit that the last week of the year he makes a recollection of all the activity that he did throughout the year. It is like an evaluation. What I did good, what are the areas that I need to improve. So next year he's going to make plans for next year based on what he's done this year, and to pat himself on the back. Hey, this is what we did with the help of God, but we need to work on these areas and so forth. So self-assessment, self-evaluation uh, is what needs to be taking place in the life of the youngsters. And what do you want to achieve in 2026? I mean, that's a simple question.
Yeah.
And how do you plan to achieve it? And how fast do you want to do it? Sometimes wishful thinking, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. The minutes go by, the hours, the days, the
The
weeks, the
years.
months, and you are there because you just wish, wish, wish. Just put
Just do it.
put your mind in action. If
Yeah.
you don't have what you if you don't have what you need, go. Somebody's going to provide it, barter, knowledge, exchange resources, get somebody to fund, present you your project. But when I say, the years, the months, the weeks go by, you need to put things into calendar. By this month, by this quarter, by this year, this is what I want to be, I want to get. That's the only way to measure progress. Because if you don't put a calendar to the task, it's just a dream, it's a wish.
Yeah. Yeah. You need to write it down and have it there.
Yeah, and also you are the average of the 5 people that you interact with on the daily
Yeah.
basis. And so that's important. Whom are you associating with? Are you growing with them or just minister to them? You're helping, which is good, but is your alliance going to make you stronger and getting you closer to the goals that you want to obtain? I have the rule of 10.
The rule of
There's
10.
the rule of 10. Read 10 pages of the book per day.
So you suggest to read.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to read
I agree.
in the area that you want to grow, but consistency and discipline. Action based on discipline is the best. You know why?
Yeah.
Because in 1 year, you're going to be reading 3,650 pages.
That's a lot of books.
Yeah. In 1 week, you don't see the difference in 1 month, but in 2, 3 years, you're going to be an expert in the area where you are reading. Let's say there are two people, one reads 10 pages per day. In 5 years, where is this person going to be versus the other one that hasn't read anything? And
Far.
so, yeah. And if you do, if you allocate 10 minutes to the activity that you want to grow per day, yeah, 10 minutes is nothing, but it is a
It
compounding
compounds.
time
Yeah. Yeah.
because you guys, you youngsters, you have time on your side. Imagine 5 years from now, what you can accomplish if you have discipline methodology that's going to be converted to action on the goals that you want to obtain. Your associates are really important,
Yeah.
and have these. Be thirsty for learning. Learn as much as you can. I'm coming from a poor country. We didn't have books, growing up. So anytime you got a hold of a book, you have to memorize it because it was
Really.
precious. Yeah, you had to. Here today, you
It's
go
so
to the
abundant.
internet. You can find anything you want to. The information is at the fingertips. But back then, I mean, I had to memorize things to retain because we didn't have books in the libraries. and and so get a mentor,
Get a
somebody
mentor
that
also.
cares about you. Find an older gentleman or an older lady in your line of work and ask them, I want to partner with you. I like the word partner because there's a mutually benefit mutual benefits both ways. I
Yeah.
can do something for you, teach me. I want to know what you know. Pretend that you are my age and knowing what you know. What can I do to achieve what you have done at your age? So I don't want to repeat the same mistakes that they did. And they are willing to help. I mean, it's amazing how older people, they want to pass on their experience. They want to mentor you. They want to
Yeah.
provide with the resources that you want or the network. Don't be afraid to be part or to pay to have invested in mentorship groups or bigger packets or any real estate group. So
Tell me if
I
you agree
know,
with this.
yeah, at the beginning you're going to be afraid, but
Yeah,
if you walk with God, man, you're powerful.
I
if,
agree.
if God is with you, who is going to be against you? If you are going to be doing things that are aligning to His will, uh,
Yeah.
you're going to find people that are going to discourage you, but bless them. Tell them, okay, I hear what you're saying, but it's not going to apply to me. When I was managing or leading groups at work, I always wanted to have the pessimist all the time because he or she is going to let me know the things that are going to go wrong.
Yeah.
And the way I was able to prepare, okay, thank you for your input. I'm going to apply in the opposite direction so we can do better. And then when you start small, you do something good, that becomes a stepping stone for the
Yeah.
next project. Bigger project keeps growing, and the better associates that you have, you gain confidence, you gain knowledge, you acquire more resources, and if you have a system in place, you can replicate what you're doing. You make it bigger and
Yeah.
keep growing. you know don't be afraid to get a mentor and to be part of this mastermind group, volunteer activities. Volunteer in your church, your school, your work. Do something, but keep looking for connections. So that probably in a nutshell the advice that I
We'll
could
say
give
to the
you.
younger generation.
Yeah, don't be afraid to start small.
Yeah.
Get a mentor, walk with God, and then know what you want. That's the main thing. Once you know what you want, you can realign all your
You could
resources
just
and
go,
your
you can go
time.
get it.
Yeah, go get it. And your associates, find people that are going to help you and that you're going to be blessed as well. You can bless others. uh, look at your hands. What do you have and what can you do with what you have? If you don't have, go get it.
Yeah. Can you tell me like if you I'm gonna tell you a quote that I hear, a quote I say a lot. Any everything you imagine is real. What do you think about that quote? Everything you can imagine is real. You can make it possible if you see it, you can make it possible. You just have to take action.
Well, if you ask me to be an opera singer, I can't. I can I can wish, I can imagine, or I can be part of the ballet group, with the Tchaikovsky, the what's the name of the lake or the Swans Lake, something like that.
Swans Lake.
Yeah, for
I'm not
Tchaikovsky.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah. So I wish I could be an opera singer, but I'm limited. I can't. So even if you conceive it, you want to do it, it's not going to happen. As John Maxwell said, walk and work in your areas of strength. What are you
Yeah.
good at? Keep going in the area of strength. I'm going to give you an example. See these hands? You give me a nail in a hammer,
Yeah.
I'm going to break my fingers. I'm not mechanically inclined. I'm part of these mission projects. I just hand tools to people that know how to use them. But talk about finances, projections, encouragement, um, getting a team together to coalesce and look in the same direction. That's my area of strength,
Yeah.
encouragement. So I let others do what they are best to do. I don't know, you heard from John Maxwell, the law of the lead, LID. If you are good at something, let's say at 4, it's going to take you a while to get to 10. But
Yeah.
if you are good at 8 on something, to get to 10 is closer. So focus on your strengths and delegate to others in the areas that you are not strong, or pay, for others to do things like you work really fast connecting the Instagram with Facebook and whatever. I mean, I know nothing,
Yeah.
but you blessed me that day.
No, I believe so. How
Yeah.
important do you think it is to invest in yourself? Like I don't know if you feel comfortable sharing, but how much have you invested in yourself in educating yourself and so you can understand all these concepts that are so foreign but are so useful in the
Yeah.
world?
I was part of the Comunidad REI, and they charged $12,000 to be part
For
of it
that.
for one
Okay.
year, and then 97 after that. But I realized that the focus was fix and flipping, for beginners, and I was already a bank. I was part of the REI Accelerator, another $12,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then with Stephen Lee Thomas, that's another $500, and then I'm part of bigger packets, another $300. I'm part of the Acquisition Pro, another $3,000. I'm part of one rental at a time. That's another $500 right there. I'm part of the San Diego Creative Investor Association, $200. Northern San Diego Real Estate Investor, 250. And so if you put everything together, plus Rory Kiyosaki, the cost was $3,000 for three
Wow.
days. So you put everything together, it's more than $30,000
Yeah.
altogether. And also, I'm a certified private money broker. That's another 2,500 right there, because to learn how to use your own funds and to provide funds for others. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself,
Yeah.
because at the end, what you gain is priceless.
For
And
sure.
also, don't be afraid to buy a book, because a book is the condensation of the story, the experience of somebody else with 20 bucks, 20, $25. You have a compilation of the experience that this guru was able to have to pass on the written format and apply the principles. So to
Yeah.
me, books are priceless.
I
Read every
agree.
day at least 10 pages. In one year, you're going to be reading more than 30,000 pages, which is about 10 to 15 books per year.
Wow. I feel like you gave great advice to everybody in the future. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for at least just reflecting and telling your story.
Yeah.
The goal honestly is I want to inspire people that don't have the opportunities that we see, that haven't seen the opportunities, because we're both immigrants, obviously people that aren't as native to this country. It's important for them to understand there's more directions than just, let's say, stocks or bonds or doing normal, you know what I mean? Or real estate's a lot more accessible than people think it is.
Look, you mentioned we're immigrants, and this is a country of opportunities. I came with
Yeah.
$200 in my pocket and limited English. And where we are now, we're talking about acquisition of millions of dollars and growing more. Uh, God bless America. It's a great
Yeah.
place to be. Find the partners that you want and walk with God, and you're going to be good.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, thank you so much for your time. Everybody here, give it up for Ricardo Serrano with Pre-Ruse Investments. Great guy. Yeah.